Ice Cream's box. I really enjoy it. I love my tea box. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get something, more self-care. And I also saw Sakura, I guess, Japanese snacks. So I went and checked into those, and they're expensive. They are expensive. Yeah, the Sakura one is like $40, and most of the self-care ones that I was at least remotely interested in were anywhere from $45 to $55. So, that's not going to happen anytime soon. But in the meantime, I'm ready to get into this box. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is a simple pattern. It's very spring-like, which is kind of what I wanted to have for today. And I do believe my daughter found that, like most of them. In my spring-like coffee mug, I have the last of my last Sips by box. My Ahmed tea, fruit and herb infusion of chamomile and lemongrass. I actually double bagged it because this is a fairly large mug. It's not as big as some, but it is more round. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a sip, and we can get started. Too hot. Get a faint hint of the lemon in the smell. It's really hot. It's working on it. I'm getting a bit of the chamomile, but not a lot. So it needs to steep some more. Y'all know how these videos go. We do the look first, and then we go back and do this, and then we go forward. And anyway, hopefully by the time we get to our closing, it will have infused very well. So for those who have noticed, yes, I cut my hair. Good couple of inches. Most people won't notice. My husband never notices. He just went. He never notices. Even though I cut 1.5 inches to 2 inches off, he never sees it. It's too curly. I get that. And you can see our pink lights are on for our plants. We've been having issues with that, but we're going to move right along. All right, so if you are here for the ice cream box, we're going to open this up in a minute and create this look, because yes, I've already opened it. I've had to create this look. If you're interested in the box and the stuff on my face from the box, then just keep on watching. Haven't seen this setup in a long time, have we? All right, so let's go ahead and get inside this box. Woohoo! So, June has apparently a theme of Chrome Addict. We're going to set that aside. It has all the stuff and all that. And let's go ahead and get in here. We got peanuts. I have to be careful with the peanuts. Our kitten Siren, she is into everything. She will eat cardboard. Anyway, moving on, going to start with the very big box that I'm seeing right on top. This is from Zisi. This is a brand that I initially wanted to try until I saw how they were not very inclusive, unfortunately. They have some beautiful stuff, but you all know I support inclusive brands only. Let me get my knife so I can go ahead and open this. This is Interstellar Highlight Powder. It says Living Colorfully. It has it's star makeup. It's star makeup. So that's the box. All the writing in the back is in Chinese or Japanese or one of those. I'm sorry, it could be Cambodian, I don't know. But which would explain why they're not exclusive. If they're an Asian brand, they don't get a whole lot of darker. You don't get a whole lot of darker stuff for darker tones in that brand. All right, well, they pack this really nice. got more sponge up. It's tiny. It also is broken. Oh no. It looks very pretty. Let me see if I can open this and flatten it out a bit. Oh no. There. We're going to try to do this carefully. Yeah, wow, it's really broken. This is not necessarily a deal breaker when it comes to highlighters. I am a little upset that it's broken. I may try to get a hold of Eyescream and see if they'll do anything about that. But it's also quite possible it's a delicate product that would arrive broken anyway. It does not have a stable bottom. So it being broken, it doesn't have a flat bottom, so it being broken makes it hard. This is going to have to stay in the box to stay upright and not have this powder go everywhere. Let's grab some of this powder. Like I said, I've been wanting to try the brand, but at the same time, I've just not been impressed with their lack of inclusivity, so we're just going to grab some of this on the edge. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I'm going to put it back in its little box, right side up, where hopefully it will stay safely. I think that's something that would be in its little box anyway. Oh wow, even without my glasses I can see that. Oh wow. The truth is though, highlighters are not that hard to do, I don't think, but that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and keep them, put the box to the side. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll contact Eyescream and see if there's anything they can do about that. If not, it's a highlighter. It can be used as a powder. It's just the packaging that makes that kind of awkward. All right, so I am seeing a couple of round things that look very much the same, very similar. So we'll pull those out next. These are Chantico Beauty, never even heard of them. Magnificent Duochrome Eyeshadow. We've got a peachy kind of color. We all know how I feel about duochromes. They do not do their duo. Oh, that's not really peach. It looks peach. It looks orangey pink. Wow. Looks really pink. Let's grab. That is soft. Wow. Okay. And that color, I have to wonder if that is going to do that on my eyes. I have never had that kind of luck with anything on my eyes. Duochromes. The other one is Emerald. This one was Magnificent. Well, it just says Magnificent Duochrome Eyeshadow. So it's magnificent because this one says Emerald Duochrome Eyeshadow. I like their little packaging. It's really nice. Reminiscent of another brand that I actually really like their stuff. Oh, goodness. So that's what that looks like. And I'm tipping it. And these are so soft. That is pigmented. Wow. Okay. Okay, so from this angle, it is going purple on me. So, interesting. I think that one's going to end up staying fairly green, but we'll see. We'll give it a use. I need something. Y'all know what I forgot. Why do you know I forgot it? Because I forget it every time. Every time. Every time. We're going to clean off our fingertips. We may need them again. But that's what we've got so far. I think the duochromes are kind of outshining that highlighter a little bit. All right, digging back in. I'm going to grab the other larger thing I see. Chamomile double-headed stick eyeshadow and highlighter. And it says it's a multi-chrome. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I have a couple of shadow sticks that I still cannot convince myself to use. I may need to just go ahead and give them up and give them to my daughter because I never use them. That's okay. We end up with one thing out of here. That's a problem. This says Charmacy Double-Headed Stick 901. So that is what it looks like. That's the packaging. It's definitely got two ends. That one's lighter. That one's darker. This looks to be kind of a red. This says Milano. It's telling me that the red is eyeshadow. Okay, come on. Off. Well, I guess it's not red. It just looked red. So that's what that looks like. That's a very pretty color. I'm not sure I will be able to use it. That was kind of stiff to roll on, and as you saw, I had to put quite a bit on there, and my eyes get very touchy when I play with them too much. All right, so the other side is the highlighter, which is very light. So there's our highlighter. Okay, so the highlighter actually went on smoother. That is very pretty. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to use it, however. A highlighter stick that small seems a little odd, but we'll figure out a way to use it. Yeah, that's what we're here for, right? All right, we got two more items in the box. The first one is a lipstick. This is a glittery lipstick. This is from, who are you from? We have a color name, Better Off. Okalon. This is from Okalon. I think I've heard of them. Wasn't Okalon on the Bad Habit app for a while? Wasn't it? I thought all of those brands just went poof. I don't know. Bad Habit's gone, that's for sure. Okay. Holy, okay. So the glitter on the top is an overspray. It is definitely very red. It's on the orangey red side. We'll see what we can do with that. It is a little too orangey, but it did go on nice and smooth and creamy, so that's cool. And finally, of course, one of the things they almost always include, I need to go throw this box away as soon as I'm done here. Because you know, cat. This is a Visage. That's the name of the palette, apparently, because it's Beauty Moon Cosmetics and Ice Cream Beauty. So this is another one that is curated just for them. Oh, that's pretty. Just has the ingredients on the back, but there is the palette. That is pretty. That is very pretty. So we have 6 shimmers or multichromes or duochromes. I'm sure at least some of them are duochromes. And we have 3 mattes. Let's go ahead and do the thing. The mattes feel a little dry, as did the top shimmer. So let's do our top row. Oh, but dry or not, that actually came out nice. Okay, so that red's a little light. I'm not seeing anything chroming in there. It's a nice flat shimmer. Next, oh, they have a black in here. That's a real test of somebody's stuff. Oh, that one's got to be a duochrome. One of them was very soft. That one's a duochrome at least. Okay, so here's their black. I've seen better. This is the middle shade. That is pretty. That does seem to have a bit of a duo in it, as does this one. Just a little bit. Yeah. I pulled up a little much on this one. So you guys are seeing more of a gold on that, but mine is seeing more of a green. And this middle one, you're seeing more of a purple. And again, I'm seeing more of a greeny brown. Interesting. All right, last three shades. I'm pretty sure this white, light white shade is going to be a duochrome at the very least. And possibly the purple too in there. So I'm going to find out. Well, it looks purple to you too. All right. Yeah, see, here you guys are getting to see a really bright purple, but I'm seeing more of that shade like that. I don't know if you see that difference. All right. Some of these feel very dry. That purple feels very dry. Okay. That's the white. Okay, so I think the bottom row appears to just be shimmers. They are very dry, and out of the whole group, I think they're the least impressive other than this black. So, anyway. All right, so that's the box. There's a lot of eyeshadow. I probably could have done without so much eyeshadow. Definitely could have done without the eyeshadow stick. I think that could have been easily replaced with, I don't know, lip liner, bronzer, something. But essentially I've got 12 shades of eyeshadow between the stick, the palette, and the two pots. One highlighter and a lipstick. It's not a horrible box. It's just that's very eyeshadow heavy, and I think it could have been more balanced. Anyway, so what does this say? This says I am blind. Okay, so the big palette is $30. This is a popular UK-based indie brand. The palette features matte shimmers and multichromes. Those multichromes shift between 3 to 4 colors depending on the light. Yeah, I can see that, kind of. 30 seems a little high, but I wouldn't trim it by much. Double-sided chrome sticks by Chamomile. This is 14, so we are at 44. That already, I mean, just the palette exceeds the 25 I pay. So this is, these multichrome sticks can be used as eyeliner, eyeshadow, or one end can be used as a highlighter. The pigment and shift on the multichrome end are insane. The other side contains a lighter duochrome shade. There are 6 total shades of these available on Chamomile Global. The Sparkling Duochrome Shadows by Chantico, they said ×2 and 38. I'm wondering if that means they're 19 a piece, because if these are 38 each, that's expensive. I'm going to go with these are 19. It's a little pricey for what you're getting here in terms of the amount, but at the same time, they are duochrome shadows, so duochromes tend to be a bit more expensive. Still, 19 is a little high. Though I have seen others charge 20, but usually you get more. Anyway, in continuation of partnership with Chantico, another new launch, duochrome shadows, 4 total shades available, so I got 2 of them. The Interstellar Space Highlighter by ZC is a USA exclusive launch, $35. One of the first to receive this product. The adorable shape makes a great vanity topper, but more importantly, the product itself is luxurious. It is a beautiful, I can talk. It is a buildable highlight for everyday use. 4 shades will be available on the ZC site. If you're hearing that stuff in the background, that's our washer. Once it gets crazy, I'll pause for a minute. I'm not sure how I feel about this, because like I said, this brand is not at all inclusive, and mine came broken. So I will contact them and see what we can do about that. The Glitter Lipsticks by Okalon is $5. Budget-friendly glitter lipstick. The glitter is just for show, and the actual lipstick does not put any glitter on your lips, which I can understand because there's a lot of people who do not like the glittery stuff. I do. I don't mind it. That's why I'm always putting on a nice shiny gloss over my lipstick, but I can understand that. This is a satin lipstick that does not dry down. All 6 shades will be available on the Eyescream site. They do sell stuff. So that's interesting. That's all our stuff. I am going to go ahead and get myself prepped. I need to put on the base and the eyeshadow base and all the stuff, and then we'll be back. So really quickly, this is a swipe with our damp cloth. That palette is doing better than I thought it would. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out in just a minute. Like I said, be back. Okay, so I've been sitting here putting on this base so I could get started, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do when are any of you surprised? I would go with probably not. Probably not. All right, let's see what we can figure out here. Lights, action, camera. All right, I guess I should have mentioned, I didn't mention because I honestly didn't think about it. One of the nice things with the palette is it comes with a mirror, so that's nice, especially when you're blind like me. I guess I'm going to start with this color Air, and I'm going to put that under the brow. It's about the only light color I got. If I don't do this, I'm going to have to grab another palette, and we always try to do these without having to grab another palette, at least at first. I'm a little concerned. Like I said, these were dry, but they did stay on my arm when I did my swipe. So, hello, Air. It's there. It's very, very light. I should pull you all just a little closer. So I can see it in there. It'll actually work with my top, which has a very nice white base. It doesn't look much different than here, but when I look on here, I can see it. We're gonna just go with it. Just gonna go with it. It is coming up. It is there. I swear, it is. And I will say that it's working wonderfully with the floofy brush, which is nice because a lot of shimmers and duochromes don't. We are not going to deepen the crease this time. I really don't have a color in all of this that I could use in that crease and pull out the way I want. So just gonna move on. Close this up for now. And we're gonna try this on our inner corner. I have to think about what I want across the lid. Do I really want the dark color completely across the lid? I don't think so. We're gonna try this on the inner corner, and then I have an idea for what I wanna do for the point that I do, and I will probably take this color Pout and put that all the way around. This is weird. This is a weird combo to me. I'm looking at it going, I don't know how this is gonna work. All right, so I'm gonna try this dry first. We typically shouldn't try things dry first, but we end up doing that. Glitter on the nose. Oh, this might work. It is very soft, as you can see. It is very soft. I have smooshed a hole in it. It is kind of picking up. I don't know if it's picking up enough. So it is there. actually is coming up really nice. And you guys may only see the pink, but in here I'm getting that slight green or gold sparkle in my mirror. I am going to go ahead and just get this slightly damp. I usually over wet. Let's see if we can just do one little spray. And see if that helps any. It doesn't seem to be picking it up any better. So for those of you who do not mind using your fingers, I'm one of those who minds using my fingers, it might work for you for your fingers. Okay, so I do see it kind of deepening up a little bit. I'm getting less transparent. It's becoming a bit more opaque for me. I do have to be careful. I'm getting more of a clumpiness to it though, so apparently you do have to be somewhat careful with the application. Okay. I can actually see that shifting shades a little bit. I'm pretty impressed because I never see anything shift shades on my eyes. I'm really impressed. I'm actually going to try it on the other eye with a brush. I don't think we're going to get a very good hold or anything, but we'll try the brush dry first. Oh, it's actually coming up on the brush. I don't know how well it's going to come up. This is so moussey. It's so soft. So I'd have to say be very careful when you're using it because you could really dig it in. All right. It's definitely coming off less shiny with the brush. I'm seeing less of a sheen. So we're going to go ahead and get the brush wet. Hi brush, let's get you one squooch. There we go. Just trying the different ways to see what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so looking at these and understanding that this eye is a pain in the ass, I definitely think it is better to apply this with your finger or a sponge tip. Okay, so I think some of the problem is my eye. You guys aren't going to notice a difference. Okay, so I got them about the same. Like I said, I am seeing the shift. I don't know if you guys can see the shift. The shift probably won't show up in the photos that I take later, but there is a shift and I'm a little impressed with that. My shirt that I'm wearing has a little bit of purple in it, so I think I'm going to attempt to get this color in the middle or somewhat over the pink and then on the outer edge and go from there, see what we can do with that. And then I'm probably going to take this color Fizz on the outer side. Well, you know what, instead I'll take this color. I don't know if this is going to do it. Instead of doing that, we're going to take this color Countenance and do it all across the lid and go from there and see what happens. I'm probably going to put this in my crease. Trying to decide. Trying to decide the things. All right, so once again, we're going to sploosh this a little bit. That seems to help. I'm going to put this on the opposite side that I did my pink on. There, one sploosh. Okay, so to you guys it looks purple. To me it doesn't, so this is going to be interesting to see. Stop how this works. if this works. Well, do not. Okay, so I ended up digging in a little bit too much. So on this one, you've got to be careful too. It didn't come up on my finger that way. And we're going to go all the way across with this color. So now I'm seeing the purple. There seems to be a deep gray base to this. We're going to go all the way across. Hi. I went a little bit over that pink, so now the pink is about a third instead of halfway. They did not actually blend the way colors can when you do that overlay, but it doesn't look horrible. Outer corner. And I already know what I'm going to do with the rest of this eye, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, finish this up this eye, and then I will go to the other side and do it separate. I don't know if that's duochroming for you. Kind of is for me. It's shifting between a purple and like a dark gray or something. I'm not getting that bronzy look that's in the... I can't say it's quite bronzy. Maybe it's like a bronzy green, but it's not showing up on my eye. It's doing what duochromes and multichromes tend to do, being one color with whatever background on it. I don't know. All right. Moving on. So let's see which color do I want to use. I think I'm going to use this color Pout for the next part. I'm going to use this color Pout for the next part. She's kind of a shimmery shade, but she's acting like a satin. Which is somewhere between a matte and a shimmer, I believe. So got that in there. We're going to throw Pout around. Bring her up. She's struggling a little bit to show up. She's there though. I want to bring her down just a little bit and around. Essentially, I'm trying to halo the back end of this eye like that. And then we're going to take this . Okay, so once I got her in there, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cover it up. I don't mean to. I don't think about it sometimes, and I apologize. But I basically did, you know, my usual around the thing, only I went a little further and went out and went under so that the whole outer edge, basically my whole lid practically is haloed except for this part right here. And I am going to get my floofy brush again and get some more of this white air and put this over the top edge to help fade that solid line a bit. like how that looks in the mirror. I like how that looks. I'm not sure how you all feel about it, but I like how that looks in the mirror. But I'm going to go ahead and do the outer area with the emerald. And I'm going to get my outer brush, my corner brush, my triangular brush that I want more of. I've talked about this. It is picking up on this brush nicely. And this is the cat hair that's on there. Go away. Yeah, that's picking up nicely. It doesn't look at all emerald to me though, but that's fine. And I'm going to take this in my crease along this outer edge. You can kind of see that green coming in there now, or at least I do. And I'm not even going to do that much. I'm just doing the crease and then outward. I'm not even going underneath with it. That's all I'm doing. Right there. Okay. And I'm going to get a floofy brush. And again, I'm going to try to blend that out a bit on the upper part of that. Smooth that out. This is becoming an interesting effect. I do not know how I feel about it. I will say that. I do not know how I feel about this look at this point. Maybe I should have just left it with my halo. All right, so there's that. Now, Now they say you can use it for an eyeliner. It seems awfully fat for an eyeliner. What I am going to do is try it in here. Yeah, the color is melding into the purple down below a bit. I mean, I see it. I'm just sort of brushing it over. I don't see it doing much. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be useful. I don't think that's going to be useful there. But my other thought was... I'm going to have to redo it, but I wanted to show you what I was thinking about for this side, since I don't think that this is very good for for a highlighter. Oh, I can tuck it in that inner corner. That's nice. And I was going to bring it all the way across. I think the color is too light. I'm going to have to put another color down there. Yeah, I'm going to have to put another color on down there. You can't even see it in the corner, really. Even though I put it fairly heavily in there. And you don't see it underneath at all, really. The lavender shift for it is too light. I think that's the problem. So, I don't know how I'm going to use this in the future. I am likely going to give this to my daughter. It's just not working for me. Not the way I want it. Okay, so looking at this, do I want to do anything more? No. I think my eyeliner, when I get my eyeliner done, will take care of that. All right, so I'm going to finish up the other eye, and then I'll come back after I get the other eye and my foundation on, and we will try the highlighter, the broken highlighter, and go from there. Go from there. I'm feeling a little, I'm not sure how I feel about this look. But we'll see when it's finished. When it's finished, always seems to be better because we have everything done, right? So I'll be back in a few for me, quite a few for me, but it'll be that quick for you. See you in a minute. Okay, so let's see if we can try this highlighter. I did contact them via Instagram. They told me to get a hold of customer service. They did apologize. I am hoping that that means that they will help take care of this. We'll see. In the meantime, we're going to try to give it an effort without messing it up, hopefully. This is really hard to grab hold of because it's the breakage. But I am seeing, we've got to, yeah, go away. We don't want crumbs in there. We just want the color. So close that back up. Gonna sit this over here where, yay, that's gonna hold it. And here we go. That's not bad. It's not a shine to the moon kind of thing. It might be kind of mildable, but the color is nice. It's a color that I don't mind wearing. Just having to be so careful with this thing. All right, let's hold it this way. It's marbled like the other one that I like. That's in a very similar but not the same color. The other one has more of a gold to it. Okay, so it does build. I'm already seeing that it builds. Just a little bit. If I took a smaller one on there, I could probably get a nice, bright, shiny line, which I'm not going to go for today. We are looking a little overly dramatic as it is. I'm going to get the other side. I'm going to finish up with my hair and change everything, and then we will try the lips. I've actually figured out a lipstick to use with it to try to tame down that orangey red a little bit. And then we'll talk about it, all right? Ooh, this is just so hard. I have crumbles falling to the floor. All right, so we'll be back. Yes, we must do the hair before we do the lipstick or the earrings because the hair catches in everything. It sticks and all that. And also, yes, I'm looking a great deal more pink on this side because we had to turn on the grow lights again and bring our peppers in. It's supposed to rain tonight, and the boxes are not appropriately set up for drainage for that. So if everything looks a little out of balance, that's why. But anyway, let's try this lipstick. I am going to put the lipstick on first, then I'm going to outline with a colored rain, and I am going to, after I do a bit of a, try to ombre rather than blend, but I already know at least the top lip will probably fully blend. I think I got this vintage by Jessica Liebeskind cashmere lip pencil. I think I got this in a ice cream box. I'm not sure. It might have been an Ipsy. I can't remember. And then we're going to gloss over it with the Emily D. Baker and as it escapes me. Why are you escaping me? Why are you Gerard Cosmetics collab in the shade Hearsay. I have tried this on its own. It does actually not have that much color, so it might tone things down a little bit. Hopefully it'll help a bit with the shine. But let's go ahead and get this lipstick on. Oh, let's get this lipstick on. I'm a little worried. It's really bright. This is really red, especially for this. Okay, in my mirror here, it is not looking nearly as red as it is there. It's actually not looking nearly that bad. It went on really nice. As you can see, it's quite pigmented. I didn't have to overlay too much or reapply too much. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Okay, so to try to help with that a little bit, that ombre look, I'm going to take the lipstick again, and I'm going to go in the center. You can see from that it blends very well. It blends in with another color very well. This must be an Ipsy pencil. It is not even open. I haven't been with Ipsy in so long. So this is the pencil. Oh, that's why. She needs a little work. But in all honesty, I use pencils more to just get me a finer outline on the outer edge. I don't necessarily use them for color. Some of them I use for color. I got a purple one that's really nice to use for color, but yeah, and it's also more of a brown than a red. It looks more red to me, but it came up more brown. But that's fine. It did what it needed to do now. But as you can see, my ombre is like not there. So it is a little lighter on the bottom lip. You can still see a little bit of that color, but it is more subdued because of the darker color. The nice thing with Gerard Cosmetics lip glosses and lipsticks. Alright, so the lipstick is smooth and creamy, and you know, the stuff. And it is time for me to go ahead and get my intro film, because anybody who's been here long enough knows that these kind of videos, we do the look first, we do the intro, and then we talk about it. So we'll talk about it. All right, so this is our finished look. I am not mad at it. It is a little different for me, mostly because there's so much dark across the lid. I have no brightness on the middle of the lid. However, let's go ahead and take a look at this in close up. And I hope you're getting some of the duochrominess. I see it more with this brighter inner color, but we're going to talk about all of that in a minute. Actually, yeah, let's start talking about that. Let's start talking about the items in the box. We're going to start with my least favorite, which is the eyeshadow highlighter stick. The inner corner was holding up until I tried to apply some of this in the inner corner, and then it started to fall apart. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's because, you know, I rubbed it over the other color. I did find this really easy to remove with my fingers. I didn't have to use a wipe or anything to clear it out so that I could do something else under my eyes. Overall, I will probably never use this, so I'm going to give this to my daughter along with another eyeshadow stick that I keep telling myself that I'm going to use and I never use. So we're going to go ahead and give that to her. Not particularly pleased by that. The lipstick. While I am not a major fan of the color, I am a fan of the formula. I do like the way it went on. I do like the fact that it was very opaque. These are all first impressions. Obviously, I have not worn the lipstick all day to find out if it's going to fall apart. But, but as we all know, it's a satin. It's not designed to dry down and stick, so it probably would just kind of fade away eventually through the day. I do like the fact that it did end up mixing very well with my liquid lipstick, while still retaining some of the integrity of the original color. So that was nice. I don't do ombres very well for obvious reasons. My upper lip seems to be too small to do that well. And I apparently don't have the whole how you're supposed to move your lips to blend the colors in very well. Maybe I'm just supposed to use a brush. I don't know. All I know is I don't ombre very well. But this did ombre fairly well with my other lipstick. The formula is creamy and smooth. It went on with a lot of colors, so I'm really pleased with that. And I will be keeping this. Yes, it is bright. It is bright. Lord, she is bright. But it worked. It worked. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The ZC. I don't know how I feel about it because it came broken. There's no way to store it really without it being in the box. And honestly, if it wasn't broken, I don't know if there'd be an easy way to store it anyway. I understand what they were aiming for with their shape here, but there is no flat bottom. If you set this down, it is going to rotate and rock and swirl, and that risks breaking anything else anyway. So I think they should have at least had a little bit of something down here, barely noticeable, so that it would sit, and not need to be in its box, because it's going to take up space. But it's going to go with a couple of the other highlighters I have sitting here that have otherwise broken or have given me issues and are now more decorator pieces and use pieces. That would be better if it didn't have to be in the box, but we're going to just go ahead and store it with that. As for the actual highlighting, I'm not mad at that. I think it would do better if I didn't have to worry about the breakage in here. But other than that, I think it's a really pretty color, and I'm not that unhappy with that. The palette is hit or miss. It's interesting. It's interesting. We're going to go with that. I did try to use the purple underneath my eyes. I had to fight with it a little bit. I don't know. I think it got washed away on this side. But it's still here on this side a little bit. And but I had to fight with it, and that's with one of my liner brushes, which usually tend to pick up difficult colors fairly easily. I did like the way the pout went on and went around, and the color countenance in here went really nice. It's a little darker than what I would normally go for. The green is beautiful, and I do like the color Air, which is the white that we put underneath my brow. But some of the shades that I did use, like I said, the purple didn't seem to just really, I had to work with it a little bit to get it to show up underneath. Now that might be a shade issue, but purples are difficult. So right now this is hit or miss. I do enjoy some of the colors in it. I'll play around with it and we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll be keeping it though, but even if I don't, some of the other stuff we have in here that I am going to be keeping still makes the value of the box for me. But yeah, I don't know about this one. I'm going to have to play with it a bit more to decide on that. So I don't know if you noticed when I showed you the look, but my inner corners are doing amazingly well. And I had one touch-up, and that's because of using the stick in that inner corner on this side. So I had the one touch-up. I haven't had to touch up this eye at all, and it's always been a mess. So these work really well on my eyes, and they are my favorite things in the box, which is amazing because I'm generally not a singles girl, but these are beautiful and they worked really nicely. The one that I used in my crease is beautiful. The pink gold shows the duochrome. I'm really impressed, and I'm probably going to want to see what other shades this company has, and I would consider buying them. And I'm saying consider because $19 is still a lot. There is not a lot in this little pot. Now mind you, this is because this is really soft, and when I dug in, I did hit it, but I'm not sure if you can see right in here. I've hit the pan. So there's not a lot of product in here for $19. And that makes me question whether or not I would buy anything else from the company, because seriously, if these are $19, what's the rest of their stuff look like? I might have a note down below letting you know. Overall, I think it was a really nice box. I do think I like this box a little better than the previous box. However, I do wish it wasn't as eyeshadow heavy. I don't think we needed the eyeshadow stick. I think something else could have been in there to round things out, you know, something for the cheeks, maybe contour or something other than an eyeshadow stick. a mascara. If you're going to stick with eyes, a mascara would be nice. A colored mascara would have been really neat. But other than that, and the fact that the ZC came broken, I don't have too much to complain about with this box. I think I got my value. I spend $25. The Visage by itself is $30, so that takes care of it. But even if it didn't, these two eyeshadows are apparently 19 each, so 38 right there. That took care of it. Add the lipstick in and put out the other two things that that are on the lower end of my preferences from here, and I still made my value of my box. So I'm pretty happy with this. The only question is whether or not I'm going to keep the Visage. We'll find out. At any rate, so that's it. If you've liked this video, I hope you will go ahead and like it and share it and comment down below and do all those YouTube-y things to help us out around here. We'd love it if you would subscribe and join us. And you can watch for food. I'm baking now. My husband is back to cooking at least once a month, hopefully. We kind of seem to have a hold on my son's things. I do not know what's going on with his t-shirt. I may have to resubscribe to that. I also don't know if he's getting any of his books this quarter. We will have to find out. But we have some box openings. We do tea. Like I said, I do baking. We have our garden stuff going on right now. So we have a wide variety of things that Domi tries and does. And so we hope that you will go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video or any of the videos that we do, including our stories, I hope that you will go ahead and consider getting us a cup of tea to help us out around here. We'd all really appreciate it. And in the meantime, that's it. We're going to taste our tea and move right along. She has not been steeping long, but hopefully she has been steeping enough. I did go very light on the sugar on this one. I noticed that. But that's not a bad thing. Domi needs to cut back on her sugar because Domi has a sweet tooth. Anyway, let's give it a sip. Let's see. This is a very delicate tea, but I'm not really getting much of the lemon. I have to say, this is one of the first Ahmeds, I think, that I've not been all that impressed with. It might change. I'm going to be filming a story after this, so it might change at the end of the story, but at this point, this is not a tea I would repurchase, so we have those moments in our Sips By, right? All right, so that's it. Hope you have a good one.